Hello! Today I'm going to show you guys how I put together the boys' phonics books that we use for 2 weeks at a time. And I'm going to be using a PDF that I purchased off of Teachers Pay Teachers and show you how I rearrange the pages to make it how I want it to be so that when it prints and it's folded together, it makes a simple booklet that we can use throughout the 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I really enjoy making booklets for the boys to use. It just, journals and that kind of stuff is just my thing. That's why I choose to do it this way. It also saves paper, especially once you kind of troubleshoot and figure out how you want to do it. You can save quite a bit of paper doing it this way, and it's just a great way for them to also keep track of their own things, with them having to learn that responsibility part of it too. So basically what I did was I found a document, like a group of phonic lessons that I really liked on Teachers Pay Teachers. And this particular store, her shop, or her name is Lavinia Pop. I'll make sure and link her below. I used some of her worksheets last year just for, I want to say just sounds, or no, it was word families. So like hop and cat, stuff like that. So they all were word families that we did. And this year I'm actually doing different phonemes and like digraphs. So like we're starting with the first week we're doing CH, then we're doing SH, then TH. And then PH, and then today I'm actually going to show you guys WH, which is going to be our 5th one that we do. So it's going to be week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Week 11, no, 9, week 9. We'll use it week 9 and week 10. And I'm choosing this one from her shop because it's a free download that you can do. If I remember when I'm making this video, I'll put that in the description below as well. But the time I'm recording this, it's one of her free PDFs that you can download. But so let me turn you guys around so I can see how I kind of what her files look like, and then I'll show you guys how I organized my thoughts before I made my little booklets. Okay, so when you download the file, this is what it looks like, and she has all these great tips. She also has an Australian version as well as a US version. And a lot of that's just kind of like what they might call something is different than what we would call it over here. So that's kind of the difference there that I've noticed. The great thing is she has a table of contents. So every single activity that's in here, it's listed right here. So when it comes time to actually print your pages, you can very easily find the page numbers, which will be very handy for later on. And then she's got all these great notes, and then so many great activities. So like if you were in a traditional classroom, or if you wanted to do posters in your home classroom, you could print stuff like this for a word wall, and there's activities for a word wall, and then you can make word sliders, and then there's activities for those. Another word slider, but with reading words. I'm actually going to use these for our spelling each week. Or each 2 weeks. And then there's who has game, and just a lot of really great stuff. And then as you go farther down, you get to the activities that I'm actually going to be using. All right, so here we go. So the word shapes is one of the ones we'll be using. A picture sort, this color page. The syllable sort, word search, alphabetical order, complete the sentence, this fluency page, this comprehension page, and I believe that is the end of what I will be using, but I'll give you another scroll to kind of see what else there is. Okay, so that's kind of what her document looks like. I'm gonna turn you back around and kind of show you my thought process on how I planned it. Okay, so basically what I did, I used kind of my thought process from last year and kind of went off of what I did last year, planning for this year. But if you're like starting fresh out, what I would encourage you to do is look through, like I chose this particular creator's documents and her files because she had a variety of stuff. And I can honestly use these again and again if I wanted to. There's more things like the word sliders, and then there's a bunch of activities in here that I could even pull out and do, like if we needed to work on a particular sound or whatever, I could pull those out and use them with the boys, or I could use them in the future as well. I actually bought this with the intention of using half of it this year in first grade and using the other part of it for second grade. So whatever file you end up using, it's fine. The hiccup that I came around was that I had a hard time getting them to print where I wanted them to print, so that when the pages folded, it would make a true booklet. So that's kind of what this video is going to go over. But so what I did is I wrote out all the things. So this focuses. Okay. So I have on here like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of week 1, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of week 2. And I picked out the activities in her PDF that I wanted to use for teaching for that particular digraph. So what I do is we do the fluency page for 5 days, and then we do the reading comprehension page for 3 days. And the fluency page is just simple sentences that they read, and when they finish reading them, they color in a little symbol showing that they read them. And then the comprehension one, I use it like a reading log essentially. So I will have the boys read the story, and I time them, how long it takes them. It's basically called their cold read. And then we'll go over the comprehension questions, talk about it. And then on the second day, I'll read it with them a few times. And then on the final day, we'll read it a few times, and then I'll do their hot read. And in theory, their time for reading should be quicker on their hot read than their cold read. And that's kind of how I use those. But then I also want to do an activity with them in conjunction to their reading component. So like on Monday, we do color the picture. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do a picture sort, and then so forth and so on. And then I put a little scissor icon there so that I know that those are going to be pages that need to be cut. Am I focused? I feel like I'm not focused. Those pages that need to be cut, so they need to have a blank page behind them, so that whenever you cut, you're not cutting through the next day's paper, if that makes sense. So from that information, then I marked it out because I used this in my planning of my actual booklet. But what I did was I drew out, see if I can get into focus. I drew out the order my pages should be in based on what I wanted to do. And then you'll see down here that actually I added one that says spelling because I wanted to do a spelling test page on that particular page that I needed to create myself. So I did that just in Word. I made a simple spelling test paper, and then I printed it out so that it would be where I wanted it to be in our booklet. So now here's the golden part. How do you actually put the book together? So I have my pages written out in the order, like if you were to turn it, page 1, page 2, page 3, this is the order I want them to be in. And then below it down here, I actually drew out how I needed to print the pages. So basically how I did that was I took some scrap paper. So like here are some ones that I messed up on when I was printing earlier. And I just fold them into a booklet. And this doesn't matter, it doesn't be pretty because this is just gonna be scrap. And so like this will be the front of my booklet, right? So I look at my paper over here and it says that I want color the pick to be first. So on this one at the top, I would just write color the pick. Okay. It doesn't have to be pretty. This is just thought, because Crystal cannot think geometrically, so this is what this is. Okay, and then I turn the page, and oh, okay, I want my fluency page to be on the next page. Like when I open my booklet up, this should be fluency. So at the top, I write fluency. Okay, and then it says I want to do picture sort. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it's a cutting one, so I do a little scissors so I can help me remember, even though I wrote it on here, that it's gonna be blank on this side, because I don't want anything on the page behind the one that I cut, as if that makes any sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and then I just keep going. And actually I realized, so like, okay, so yeah, so now I keep going, and then my next page, I want it to be word sort, right? Yep, word sort, or sorry, word search. Okay, and that one's not a cut, so I can do on the back of it. So I wanted to do complete the sentence. Okay, and then I wanted to do build a word, which is a cut one. So I'm not going to do anything on the back of it. Okay, and then now I'm at ABC order. So I'm literally just going through and writing down. So the ABC order is the cut one, so I can't do the back of it. So now I'm over here. Okay, and this is going to be word shapes. That one is not a cut one, so I can go the back of it and do reading comp. Whoop. Reading comprehension. And then I have a spelling sort, which needs to be a cut one. So nothing on this one. And this is the page I'm actually going to do the spelling test. I forgot the notes I wrote on there for spell is if I want to do like magazine cuttings and they can like cut the letters and build their words, or if we want to do stamps or whatever it is we want to do, I can use those blank pages from when we cut and do whatever on them. That's kind of what that was for. I'm remembering that now. Okay, and then that is the end of my booklet. So now what do? I open it up, and now I see that I need to print color the pick on the right side of this page. And then on the back of it, I need to have fluency on this side and spelling test on this side. And then on the second page, I need to do picture sort. On the back of it needs to be on the right side, spelling sort. Third page needs to have reading comprehension, and then word search. On the back, complete the sentence, and then word shapes. Last page should have build a word, and then ABC order on the back. And because, again, Crystal cannot think geometrically, I wrote all of that out. So you'll be able to see on here. Whoop. I wrote it out. Sorry, my finger. There you go. So I have on here front page, back of the page, front of the page, back of the page, front of the page, back of the page, so I can keep it straight. And then I went through the document and wrote the page number of where that particular activity is found. And that's where the important part comes in. So like I said earlier, I printed off my spelling test. It's already here. So this is actually going to be the back of the first page according to my diagram that I drew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and depending on how your printer is set up, like how it prints, will determine which way you put the paper in. So like for mine, when I put the paper in like this, it prints on this side. My old printer, it would print on the back side. So you have to kind of know which way your printer heads are actually going to be printing. So what I'm gonna do now is start putting together my booklet and show you kind of how I did that. So this is, hopefully it won't be tricky, won't be confusing, but it was confusing for me at first. So if it's confusing to you at first, it's okay. You'll get through it. But it was for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this, and then I'm gonna show you my process of how I'm going to actually print this document. All right, so here I have the spelling pages, and I have them toward the back because I'm going to be printing page 1 of my booklet. So like I said before, this is how mine works. So I'm putting in there like that. And then if I look at my planning document here, page 1 has page 62 on the right-hand side. So when my printer default prints, it doesn't want to print to the right side. It wants to print to the left side. So let me show you real quick what that looks like. I just did Control P. You could also go to the top and hit the print button if you wanted to. But say I wanted to do page 62, which is what the page I want, which is the color of the W sound. And I can go down here and I want to do 2 pages per sheet. And that'll put it on half the page. But if you remember from my drawing, I need it on the right side, okay? Not on the left side. So if I print it like this, it's gonna be wrong. So what I need to do instead, I go here to print using system dialog. Okay, and I gotta put in my page number again because I don't know why, but anyway. And then I want 2 copies, and this is only because I have 2 children. So if you just have 1, you don't have to worry about doing the 2 up there. Then you're gonna go preferences. Okay, so this is now where you're going to tell it where you want that page to print to. All right, so I always do black grayscale. It doesn't really matter because it's all black and white, but anyway. So you're gonna do a multi-page print. Okay, so right now if I said okay, it would print how it was before with that page right here, but I want it over here. So what I do is I do layout order, and I push this one. So now page 1 will be on this side. Okay, and you can see right here, it tells me that same thing. It's gonna be on the right side. I push OK, and I push print. And now, it's going to print on the correct side. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to print all the fronts. So I'm gonna do page 61 on the right side. I'm gonna do 74 and 70 like that, and 65 on the right side. So you're gonna do the same thing we just did. You're gonna make sure that you have it set up to where this is gonna be printing page 1, and that's gonna be printing page 2 to make this work. So I'm gonna show you real quick again. I'm gonna do Control P, and I need to do page 61 this time. So we're gonna go here, page 61. This is really hard to do while I'm filming at the same time. Okay, and I wanna do black and grayscale, 2 up, so it means 2 on the page, and I need to do it reverse order because I want it on the right page. And it's going to now print. So now I'm gonna do that page that was 74 and 70. Now if I wanted 70 and then 74, it wouldn't be a problem at all. I would just do it. I wouldn't have to do this extra step necessarily. But because I want to do 74 as the first page, I do the same thing. I go over here to 2 up, and then I make sure that this is clicked. So now it'll be page 70 over here and 74 right there, which is where I want them. Print, print. And then I'm gonna go do the other first page, which is 65. It's also on the right side. In fact, all of my prints, only one of them doesn't require me to do this special step for printing. So I'm gonna go do that, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do 2 up. And we're gonna go there. Okay, so now we wait. Okay, so now I have the first page of, like the front page of each 2-sided page printed. So now I'm just gonna take it, it's a spelling test. I'm gonna put this up here, and now I'm gonna do the back side. So I will start on this one. So I need page 73 on the left. So like I was saying before, this one's gonna be a simple, I don't even have to do that special step for making sure it prints on the right side. It's gonna print right here on the left. And I'll do this back one, then this one, and then this one. And then I'll meet you back here to show you how I put it together. Okay, so they all got printed. Here they are. I verified that I had them in the right order, which if I followed my list of numbers and pages, I do have them in the right order. So I'm just gonna fold it. And here I have a finished booklet. Well, semi-finished. I'm gonna take a piece of cardstock and fold it over this and then staple it, because I do colors. Every term's a color, so the color of the term will be on this one. So I think this is like term 3, so this will be yellow. So it'll have a yellow cover on it. But when we go through this, so what we'll do is on week 1, Monday, we will do the color of the pictures as well as this fluency page. And then on Tuesday, we'll do this picture sort, which if we did it right, should have a blank page behind it, which, yay, it does. And then we'll also do this on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we have a word sort with fluency again. And then Thursday will be this page with the fluency again. And then on the following week, Monday, will be this fluency page with this cutting page, which should be blank on the back. Huzzah, it is. Yay. And then on the Tuesday of the second week, we will do this ABC order alongside this reading comprehension. And then on the Wednesday, we will do word shapes with the reading comprehension again. And then on the Thursday, we will do the syllable sort with the reading comprehension. The syllable sort should be blank on the back. Yay, it is. And then we can do our spelling test on that Thursday. And that also will, all those blank pages, we can use them, like I said before, to practice our spelling words and do different activities on them if I wanted to. But yeah, and so in theory, and this does work because I've done it before, after 2 weeks, this little booklet will be done. And then they'll get their next booklet. Yeah, hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Hopefully you can use this in your own classrooms. The boys really enjoy having their own little booklet, and it saves my sanity to have them already printed and done. You could do this week by week if you wanted to. You could do it term by term. I choose to do all of them at the beginning of the year because in the midst of everything, it's just one less thing I have to do week to week. So there is that. If you have any questions, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And let me know in the comments, how do you think you can use this? Like, is there a certain lesson or subject area that you're planning on using something like this, or that you would like to use something like this in? And let me know. I'd love to hear. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Be blessed.